One of the weeds I've struggled with for years is called Dallisgrass. I'm going to show you what Dallisgrass looks like, and I'm going to try to kill it in this video. I'm going to show you the products we're going to use. I'm going to tell you about some other strategies you can use, but I think I've got a good one, and I want to demonstrate it and show you that it works in this video. Let's get started right now. All right, sometimes homeowners can get frustrated with these videos, I feel like, because they watch the video and you show them a product that's an expensive product, even though you only need a little bit of it. And they're like, oh, that's so expensive, you know, to go kill some weed. Well, I understand that. I just don't know anything you're gonna go buy at the big box store that's gonna knock out Dallisgrass. So I will, well, let me take it back. I'll give you one suggestion. So let me talk to you about a few strategies, but let me show you Dallisgrass first and talk to you a little bit about the weed before we go and try to knock it out. All right, this is Dallisgrass. Now the grass was cut recently, so it's not at its full strength as far as big ugliness. And you can see a seed head trying to pop up there. It'll have a big tall seed head with kind of perpendicular seeds coming off the side of the main stalk there. And I deal with a lot of customers that want to call me and they'll say, hey Jason, I've got crabgrass in my yard. And a lot of times you go out there and it's not crabgrass, but it's Dallisgrass. Now let me explain to you why that's important, why not all grassy weeds are the same. Crabgrass is an annual weed. So I'm in the Birmingham, Alabama market. So when cold weather comes in and we get below freezing, the crabgrass is going to die out. And if I can get my pre-emergent down in January or February, oftentimes I will eliminate the crabgrass problem for that lawn. So if I come out here in the fall, which is the time I'm doing this video, and there's a yard full of crabgrass, I'm not really that worried about it, okay? I'm thinking let it die, get my pre-emergent out January, February next year, and hopefully that's gonna get most of that crabgrass. That's very effective to do that. The Dallisgrass is a perennial weed, okay? So a pre-emergent's not gonna do anything for it. I've gotta figure out a post-emergent way to knock it out. Now, if I got one clump out there, maybe a shovel works. You know, so it's like, oh, just hand pull it, oh, just get a shovel. Well, if you got 1,000 of them, getting a shovel or going there hand pull, it's not an easy weed to hand pull, let me just tell you that. And you can grab hold of it and it is strongly rooted in the ground. So you can try that if you want, but we're gonna try some chemical options, and I wanna talk to you about other ways you can try besides the one we're gonna try today. Okay, so if you've got a Bermuda grass lawn, there's the one illegal option that works great. It's called MSMA. It's a product, you can buy it on the internet, but it's not legal for residential properties any longer. You can use it on sod farms or on golf courses, places like that. But if you do it in the hot weather, when it's like 85 degrees or warmer, and you mow the grass, spray it, mow the grass, spray it, mow the grass, spray it, you know, probably take 3 or 4 times, but it can knock out the Dallisgrass without hurting the Bermuda grass. Now you don't want to do it on any other grass type, okay? It's gonna ding up a lot of grasses, but Bermuda doesn't seem to be fazed by it, and that is one way to get rid of a Dallisgrass problem that's not legal. All right, the other ways that are more legal, if you've got Bermuda grass and you got Dallisgrass and it goes dormant, okay? So when my Bermuda's dormant, that might be December, January, February, and we've had a few warm days so that the Dallisgrass starts to perk up a little bit and have a little bit of green life to it. Then I can go in there with glyphosate, the active ingredient found in Roundup, and I can spray the Dallisgrass with the glyphosate. Now, if I'm gonna blanket spray a yard that's covered with glyphosate, I'll usually do 32 ounces per acre. What I found is that doesn't usually kill it. I think you actually need more than that, maybe 48 ounces per acre, maybe 64. But you gotta understand, it needs to be dormant, and you may cause a delayed green up on your Bermuda lawn. And it helps if it's a warm day. But at 32 ounces per acre, I found that you kind of make the Dallisgrass mad a little bit, make it upset. It comes back to spring and it's kind of yellow, and then it starts to recover, and then it comes back with a vengeance. So that is a way that you can kill it, and it's a way you can even go in there and spot treat if you got a little bit of clumps. But just understand that even that is not a perfect solution, but it can be part of your solution. I'm gonna go show you today's solution, what we're trying today, and this was actually suggested in a Facebook group, and I really appreciate that and been benefiting from other suggestions. So we're gonna try this. I've tried it before in warm weather, but the thing about the Dallisgrass is experts say that the fall can be a really good time to go after. Something about the life cycle of the plant and what it's doing and storing up energy for the winter and all this, but it makes it more susceptible to herbicides. So we're going to try it. I'm filming this in October. It may take 2 applications. We'll see what happens. So here's the 2 product combination we're going to be using. I am adding surfactant in there, the non-ionic surfactant. I'm not using the methylated seed oil. It might be more effective if I did, but I've got Tribute Total and I've got Dismiss. Now it's just regular old Dismiss, sulfentrazone, and the Tribute Total. High rate of both of these. It may take 2 applications. I do think the fall is the best time. And when I talked about earlier, I was like, you can combine these things. So like you might do this, and then if it's still alive, you could use glyphosate on a dormant Bermuda lawn in January. And if it survives that and it comes back in the spring, you could spray this again, or Celsius and certain things like that. So you can use a combination of these treatments. Now again, people are gonna flip out when they see the Tribute Total. This little bottle is nearly $400, but it's a small amount. Again, I'm going with a high rate of both these products. And there's some other combinations out there. Like I said, you can use Celsius and Certainty. It works pretty good. I've compared it side by side with this combination. It doesn't work quite as good as this combination. You can use this Tribute Total sulfentrazone combo on Bermuda and Zoysia lawns. Again, it may take 2 applications. I've already got it mixed up. Let's spray, and then we'll see what happens. Got this little Trinity battery powered spray I'm gonna be spraying with today. Now I've got about 3 large clumps here in the yard. I think what I'm gonna do is spray 2 out of the 3. So I might spray this one. Actually, let me not spray this one. Let me spray this one here and this one here, and then we'll leave this one unsprayed so we can see the results of sprayed versus unsprayed. Now if this was in the summertime, you'd have to worry a little bit more about damaging the lawn. Not damage, I mean just kind of turf damage, discoloration with the sulfentrazone, but in the fall, that's not a biggest concern for me. Check back and see what happens. It's been about 4 days since we sprayed the Dallisgrass. Let's see what's going on with the weeds. Okay, so I don't expect this to be a super fast kill, and I don't know if it might take 2 applications. This is the one that was not sprayed. Okay, so it's in the fall, so it's not full strength. It doesn't surprise me that it doesn't look like a monster like it does in the summer. But you see the other one that we sprayed over here? This was a smaller one. I'm starting to see a little action on this one, even after 4 days. And this one as well. Some definite discoloration, and I don't think it's just because of the weather, because I'm comparing it with the one that we didn't spray. So I think some stuff's happening, which is great to see. We're gonna give it some more time. We'll see if we need a second application or not. We're gonna try to knock this Dallisgrass out. Okay, it's been about 2 weeks since we sprayed the Dallisgrass. Let's check on and see what's going on with the weeds. The temperatures are changing, it's getting cold. Even soon it's gonna get very cold, so let's look at it. This is the untreated one, okay? I know you were looking at it thinking, oh man, that doesn't look any better than it did to start. That was the one that hasn't been sprayed. What about the ones that have been sprayed? Look at this. Purple and brown tinted there. It's doing some things. It's not dead, okay? It's not dead, but it is doing some things. And then the other one was right here, and you can see this was maybe the one that was slightly smaller. It's definitely having some effect. It's just not dead yet. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and spray it one more time. Now here's the question mark here in the equation. I don't know the word I'm looking for there, but it's going down to 29 degrees tomorrow night, I think, according to the forecast. Actually, the next 2 nights, to 29, 30 degrees. Now that's not gonna kill the Dallisgrass. Dallisgrass is a perennial weed. If I've got some crabgrass laying around, it's hanging around, probably gonna zap that. It's probably gonna be gone. Put my pre-emergent out next year before the crabgrass germinates, a lot of these annual weeds, and that's gonna help that a lot, tremendously. Keep it from dropping those seeds, and those seeds from, kill them early in that germination process. So it's gonna be, the freezing weather is gonna be great on my annual weeds. Now on my perennial weeds, it might make them go away for a while, but this Dallisgrass would come back from that same root ball next year, or even later, a month from now, it may warm back up and it starts showing some more green life again. So what I want to do, today's still a warm day, I want to spray it for a second time today, and I'm hoping that's going to put it out of its misery. Now if it doesn't, what can I do? Again, we might have talked about this already, but if I could go into December and it shows some life, maybe the Bermuda's dormant, I might could hit it with some glyphosate. Or if it starts perking back up next spring or February, March, whatever, hit it again with this same combination, some more tribute total, some Celsius certainty, combinations like that. So, but I'm hoping that this one more shot of this tribute total sulfentrazone is going to knock it out. So let me spray it and we'll check back and see what happens. And I was out here the other day and I thought, you know what, I forgot about my Dallisgrass experiment. So I thought, let me go see how my Dallisgrass is doing. And I got to looking for it and I could barely find it, which was a good sign, because usually when it's full grown and big and nasty, it's very easy to spot Dallisgrass. So let me show you the update, and this will be the final update on this weed, and show you what we're going to do to hopefully put it out of its misery. Time frame here is November. We started this probably in October, I can't remember exactly, but I did 2 applications of tribute total with sulfentrazone, and this is the one that was not treated. So you can see the weather's taking its toll. We've had a freeze or two. You can see plenty of green in that one that has not been sprayed. Now what about the ones that have been sprayed? Well, here was one of them. And look at that. I mean, I could just almost call that dead. I mean, it's like very little green over here, but you see all this is just brown, 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 and just the tiniest bit of green. So I mean, I just can't quite call it dead, but it's almost dead. And then the second specimen we had here, same thing. Serious, serious damage, but just enough green to make you mad. You know, that's basically what we got. So what are we gonna do about that? Am I gonna let this Dallisgrass get away with this? Well, I've talked about there's all kind of products you could use. I mean, I guess in theory I could come here and spray it again with tribute total, or I could go with a Celsius and certainty combination. But now that the Bermuda grass is mostly dormant, we've had some freezing weather, I'm just going to spray it with just a little bit of glyphosate, which is what I do on Bermuda grass lawns when the grass goes dormant. Now at this stage of the year, I'm not going to go out here and spray my entire yard with glyphosate. I don't want to do that anyway. But I'm okay spraying these 2 little clumps here to try to finish them off, put them out of their misery. It's 70 degrees today. It's about to cool off. I think it's a good day to do it, and I think it's going to finish. Now let's just say somehow it survived this and you started seeing some life in it next spring when the weather starts warming up, February, March. Here comes the Dallisgrass back again. I mean, you can hit it with something, again, go spray it again. The point being, I'm hoping I'm making this clear with the video, is it's a systematic approach here. It's not just one shot and it finished it off. But you saw one shot, it was very effective. Second shot was very, very effective, almost dead, and maybe could have finished it off in certain situations. But with this third shot, I think we're gonna get it. All right, so let me put my rubber gloves on here. Got my glyphosate mixed up. I usually carry this in my truck on the winter. Now, what I don't do is just run around spraying everybody's yard with glyphosate. It's dormant Bermuda. I don't even like spraying Poannual with. I mean, you can do a lot of things. I'm typically just using it for situations like this, Dallisgrass. And usually when I'm spraying with Dallisgrass, I don't think like, oh, okay, that's gonna just dominate it, you know, one shot of glyphosate. It will definitely be part of the systematic approach to get rid of it, but it's not always a perfect solution either. And just a hot tip here, like as I'm spraying this, 2 mistakes you can make. One, just spraying all around and getting it on everything, because sometimes it may delay the green up, and so what happens is you end up in the spring with a large area that doesn't turn green as fast. The other mistake you can make is just spraying right in the center of the plant. I need to get the whole plant covered with glyphosate without getting overly aggressive and spraying parts of the ground that are not Dallisgrass. Okay, so that makes sense. So I don't want to just say boom right there in the middle, because you end up burning a hole in the middle of it and the rest of the plant survives. So I want to kind of just get the whole plant wet here, and hopefully that's going to finish this Dallisgrass off. Same thing here. Again, I mean, it looks like it's virtually dead. Maybe it will go ahead and die. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and hit these green leaves here I see with a little bit of glyphosate. And if I came up on this, let me show you. I'm trying to cover it, get it wet without going extra around it, okay? I don't want to spray just in the middle. That's not going to work. I want to just kind of get the whole plant wet. I'm just sort of drizzling it on there. Okay, now again, I don't think that's going to kill it, just to be honest with you. I usually put about 2 ounces per gallon of glyphosate in the mix here, 41% glyphosate. But that will definitely be part of the process of getting rid of this plant right here. And maybe, you know, in the spring I can come back. Maybe a month from now I could hit it again, and then in the spring, if it's still alive, I could bomb it with some more Tribute Total. Again, this is the one that was not treated. I'm showing you what I would do in that situation. I hope the video's been helpful with you, showing you that it's a tough weed, okay? It's a tough weed, but it's not an impossible weed. I want to mention the 2024 Lawn Care Life Conference. If you know you're coming and you hadn't signed up, let me encourage you to do so for a couple reasons. One, we have sponsors we're talking to, and they want to know how many people's coming. And the signups have been encouraging so far, but you know, it's helpful in telling the sponsor that we have more people signed up early on in the process. The other reason is the price is going to go up. I think at the end of the year, the early bird special will end. So right now it's $187. That includes your meals. It's a Friday night and all day Saturday event, and we have a great lineup for you. So go to lawncarelife.com. There's a link for conference. That's also where you'll find information about the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy. If you want to get into killing Dallisgrass for a living like me, check out the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy, specifically for people with warm season grasses. But get into Weed Control and Fertilization. It's been a great move for my business. So you can check that out, lawncarelife.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.